I used to laugh at people who believed in the supernatural. Ghosts, demons, curses, it was all just fiction to me. That was until I met him. It happened when I was at my lowest. My startup had failed, I was drowning in debt, and my fiancé had just left me for someone with a real future. One night, drunk and desperate, I muttered into the void, I'd give anything to turn this around. The next morning, he was sitting in my living room. A man in an expensive black suit, his face unnervingly perfect, like a mannequin brought to life. "You called," he said, smiling. I should have been afraid, but something about him felt right, like an old friend. He didn't offer riches, power, or immortality. Just one simple deal. 10 years of everything I ever wanted in exchange for my soul at the end. I laughed. Sure, why not? And just like that, my life transformed. My bank account overflowed overnight. My failed business became the biggest tech empire in the industry. My ex begged to come back, but I was already drowning in supermodels and influencers. Every door opened for me. I was invincible. I spent a decade living like a god. I had homes in every major city, drove cars that most people would never even see in real life, and sat at tables with the world's most powerful people. I was no longer just a businessman. I was the businessman. But I should have paid more attention to the fine print. At first, the changes were subtle. My reflection started to lag behind my movements, like an old video feed struggling to catch up. Sometimes I'd hear whispers when I was alone, soft, almost affectionate murmurs, like unseen mouths were pressed against my ears. And then, last week, I woke up and my reflection was gone, not distorted. Gone. My bathroom mirror showed only the empty room behind me. I smashed it in panic, but every reflective surface was the same. My shadow, however, was still there, and it didn't always move the way I did. That was when I saw him again, sitting in my living room like before. That same perfect face, the same eerie smile. "Time's up," he said casually, as if we were just old friends catching up over coffee. I begged. I offered him everything. More money, more years, someone else's soul. He just shook his head. A deal is a deal. I ran. I got in my car and drove with no destination in mind. I crossed state lines, abandoned my phone, paid for everything in cash. But it didn't matter. Every night, no matter where I went, he was already waiting for me. Sitting in the dark, smiling. I stopped sleeping. The shadows around me started moving on their own. When I blinked, I saw glimpses of something else. A world of writhing bodies and endless screams, as if reality was peeling away to reveal what waited beneath. And now I can feel it happening. My body feels wrong. My skin is loose, like it doesn't quite belong to me anymore. My fingers are too long in certain lights.